Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're answering the age-old question, is running or jogging better for losing weight? The short answer might surprise you, and at the end, I have a bonus that'll help you combine both. So let's start with the honest truth. The question, well, it's a little vague. So I'm going to help us answer it in two ways. Yes and no. Running is a great way to lose weight on the scale, and if all you care about is the numbers at the end of the day, then you can just eviscerate the scale number by running long distances and not eating a lot of food. I don't recommend that. If your goal is to lose fat and get toned, build some muscle, long distance running and not eating is probably not the best way to do it. Even if you were eating, look at a marathon runner and look at a sprinter. Clearly, if we want an athletic look, running long distance is not the answer to our goals. Running is an aerobic activity. And aerobic activities are great. Aerobic activities, they do play a beneficial role in our longevity program. However, contrary to popular belief, they are not the best method to lose weight. What we should be concerning ourselves with is living an anaerobic lifestyle, meaning weight training, sprinting, burpees, and as I've listed here, CrossFit, powerlifting, and bodybuilding. Now, why do we care about anaerobic activity? What is anaerobic activity? So let's talk about the two main types of exercise. We have anaerobic and aerobic activity. Aerobic, which is our cardio, that's going to be long distance running, the long distance swimming, and aerobic activity primarily uses oxygen as the fuel source. So when you're running long distance, you're breathing oxygen, that is the fuel source. Eventually it's tapping fat. It burns a mix of fat and carbohydrates, but it takes a while to ramp up. That's why, in theory, running is probably the best way to lose overall body mass, but it's not the best way to get in shape. Anaerobic exercise, think heavy lifting, sprints, high intensity training, things like Tabatas with weights. They don't rely on oxygen as much as they rely on glycogen, and they need that glycogen immediately. So those stored carbohydrates in our muscles, those are used as a fast source of fuel. And the anaerobic system produces energy way faster than the aerobic system. So what's the difference? Why does it matter? When you train anaerobically, you not only burn more calories during the workout, you burn more calories after the workout. Afterburn effect is much greater because after the workout, you have excess post-oxygen consumption. Also, the more muscle you build, the more carbohydrates you can store and the more energy you can burn anaerobically because your metabolism is high. And that means even while sitting on the couch, you're burning fat. So what's best? Well, if your main goal is to prioritize losing fat and building muscle and getting that muscular body, prioritize anaerobic training with weights. When you see the bodybuilders, the monsters back in the day, like Mr. Olympia and Jay Cutler, those guys would just walk on the treadmill at a slow pace or on the Stairmaster at a super slow pace. Low and slow like a brisket. You want to focus more on lung health, heart function, and endurance. Then start doing the long distance running, or even start with a 5K, something simple. When I was 283 pounds, I couldn't even walk a mile under 17 minutes. But if you can do some high intensity exercise or some long distance running for 14 days straight, you're going to see some crazy changes in your body. Before we wrap it up, as a bonus, just like I promised, we have hot boot camps and hot Pilates classes. Hot boot camps are exactly what they sound like. They're 103 degrees, there's kettlebells, there's weights, there's jumping jacks, push-ups, and it's an anaerobic activity. The kettlebell is what gives us that powerful anaerobic signal to build muscle, and the heat magnifies that even further. Hot Pilates does something similar. It was created by a dude, even though you see all girls right there, a dude named Joe Pilates, and the weights are lighter. There's rubber bands. There's 103-degree heat as well, and it focuses intensely on core. Also, depending on where you go, if you go to the extreme version, there'll be Tabatas, and Tabatas are going to get you into that VO2 max zone that we saw in earlier slides. Because when our body is exposed to extreme temperatures, heat or cold, I like the heat way better. It triggers the production of heat shock proteins. And heat shock proteins heal everything in our body. They make us younger. They are the repair crew inside of our cells, and it's all about longevity on this channel, and that is the cheat code. Heat shock protein. They reduce inflammation, they repair muscle, they improve insulin sensitivity. Personally, Anecdotally, I think that they improve your fat metabolism as well. And truth be told, with both of these modalities, you're getting the benefits of both anaerobic and aerobic. It's all chopped up into the class. And that's why I think you get maximum bonus benefits out of these two activities.